during my school days. It's been something which I've seen on the big screen. I never thought I would get into films, nor did I think I'll make it. But it's always been calling to be made. I think it was so spectacular as a, as a visual, as a story, as an adventure. So, and several people have tried to do this before, and they've not been able to. They've not been able to because of one reason. They wanted to leave it for me. So I'm so happy, so glad that I get to make it, and get to make it with, at this time, when the technology has improved tremendously. So we are able to do it with a lot more comfort, lot more authenticity, and to be able to do it with this kind of cast and crew. In fact, not just being right for the role, but also being right for the film and caring for the film and willing to do that walk along, So it's very special. It's very special, and thank each one of them. Also thank the producer who trusted us and gave us the money to go ahead and do it. And Subaskaran, I thank him also. And I also have two more people to thank here from the Hindi film industry. One is Anil Kapoor.
Yes.
It was his voice on the trailer. And one more is Ajay Devgan.
Right.
It will be his voice on the main film.
Oh, wow.
So I thank both of them. And I thank all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for doing this and giving us this amazing movie. Well, now it's time for your question answers. So it's over to the wonderful media. We'll start with you, ma'am. Come.
Yeah. Hello. My question is for Mani Ratnam, sir. Hello, sir. This is Neeti Roy from Filmy Beat. Sir, the film is based on a book which is in 5 volumes, right? So can you share something about the adaptation process as the movie is releasing in 2 parts, and how easy or difficult it was to pick up the episodes, like the important ones?
It was difficult, but I'm paid to do that. That's my job, to be able to convert or extract a film out of this. This book is really extensive, and it's got so many characters, so much of details. There's so much of history written in it, and a lot of research went into the book. And so all that were, a platform. It's on a plate for me, so we could put it together in a cogent way. And because we are, putting 5-part book, with over 2,000 pages nearly, into 2 films, there were some parts that had to be crunched, had to be brought together, and told in a cogent fashion that people will be able to follow. So this was a task which I really enjoyed.
My next question is from Karthi. Sir, the character you are playing, if I'm right, is one of the most favorite characters from the book. So how it was playing it, and how much time you have given to get in the skin, and how challenging it was?
It's quite scary. Because my mom said, while she was in college, her classmates said, I want to marry somebody like Vandiyathevan. So that's the kind of pressure I had the moment Mani sir said, you have to play this part. And you can imagine a super hit novel will have so many imaginations, so I have to live up to it. And but I had Mani sir with me, and this is one character which meets all the character in the film. I didn't have a problem when I'm meeting men in the film, but I had problem when I'm meeting the women in the film, because they're all the royals, like Kundavai or Nandini. It wasn't easy. I was a little scared, but Mani sir took me along, one brick at a time. So we took it that way. And then one day Mani sir said, you can be more real, you're trying to act. That's scared me so much. Then I started understanding the period, because you have to understand the period. It was 1,000 years back. You have to know how people lived 1,000 years back. All we know about is history, where people say which king conquered what, but we don't know what lifestyle they had. Cholas were so rich in their administration. If you see, have you ever heard a king saying, I'm the servant of my people? That's how those people were. I got goosebumps when the king said that dialogue. So they were so accommodative. They were so living for the people. They had the first free hospitals. they had trade all over the world. So imagine you're living in the most cosmopolitan times 1,000 years back. So they were not innocent barbarians then. They were so rich and sophisticated. So I had to understand that period to be able to even walk into a frame. So I was so conscious about all these aspects. But after that, what I did, I don't know. I think I've done my best. I can't do better than this. So I think I have to thank Mani sir for trusting me with this, taking me along. So I really enjoyed this film. I think like Raman sir said, this is an experience for us for a lifetime.
ऐश्वर्या जी, मेरा सवाल आपसे है।
जी नमस्ते।
इसके पहले आप जिस पीरियड ड्रामा में थी जोधा के रूप में, वो एक नॉर्थ इंडियन प्रिंसेस थी, और चूंकि आप बॉलीवुड से हैं तो लैंग्वेज आपके लिए कोई बहुत दिक्कत भरी नहीं थी, और इस फिल्म में जो नंदिनी का आप जो कैरेक्टर प्ले कर रही हैं वो पूरी तरह से साउथ इंडियन है, और आप साउथ से ही आती हैं।
कहने वाली थी
जी,
तो मैं भी पूरी तरह से साउथ इंडियन भी हूँ, इंडियन हूँ, तो जहाँ काम मिले
ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग कौन सा था, जोधा वाला कैरेक्टर की नंदिनी का? ये बात
कंपैरिजंस नहीं करते एज आर्टिस्ट। हर एक्सपीरियंस अपने में ही चैलेंजिंग है और अपने में ही यादगार है, अपने में ही खूबसूरत है। और जब एज एन आर्टिस्ट हमें ऐसे अनुभवों के अवसर मिलते हैं तो हम अपने आप को बहुत ही मतलब ब्लेस्ड we really regard ourselves blessed, because you're getting the opportunity to essay such impactful characters, such memorable characters, as we have read them, but then you're getting to work with filmmakers who we as artists can keep complete faith in, where the interpretation, the language of cinema, and the movie itself. When you know it's going to be a memorable experience, and that frankly makes our jobs very easy. And because like we always say, it begins here, right? The filmmaker, they do all the hard work, they do the conceiving, they're part of the writing process, they're part of the interpretation of the narrative, and it is our, it ought to be our sincere effort to give our all to realize their vision, and to bring that in its truest form in front of the camera. And that's our job and our commitment, and that earnestness is always in place, and we'll always try and do better and try and do more when I get the opportunity to work with a director like this, and I'll be repetitive in that.
हाय
हेलो, थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा नाम आरती सक्सेना है। ऐश्वर्या जी से मेरा सवाल है।
जी नमस्ते।
नमस्ते। कि मणि रत्नम जी आपके गुरु हैं। मणि रत्नम जी के साथ आपको काम करके 3 ऑप्शंस में दे रही हूँ, केबीसी की तरह।
अच्छा।
कि खुशी हो।
चौथे ऑप्शन का क्या?
चौथा मैं आपके लिए छोड़ दूंगी।
उसे तो हमने लॉक कर ही दिया।
तो पहला ऑप्शन ये है कि आपको मणिरत्नम सर के साथ खुशी होती है, डर लगता है, कि आप समझते हैं कि आप सबसे लकी हैं कि आपको मणिरत्नम जी के साथ इतनी सारी फिल्में करने का मौका मिला। और चौथा क्वेश्चन आपके ऊपर।
One of the options I've answered time and again. तो सबसे पहले मैं खुशी कहूँगी, और I'm thankful to God, grateful to God that as an artist, like I said, I got to begin. He's my first guru as an artist, and I got to begin with him. So it's gratitude, it's absolute gratitude, and unabashed joy and happiness. That वो जो contentment जो मिलती है, वो जो creative security मिलती है, उसमें जो एक सुकून है, एक peace है, एक spirituality है, कि मतलब हम जानते हैं कि यहाँ हम यही करने आए हैं. You're here to work with this creative genius and the team that he brings together, where you actually get to work with just brilliance, and everybody truly brings their student-like approach to the set, because that's the teacher we're working with. That's the guru we're all working with. I mean, he's the captain. And he doesn't announce it, he doesn't state it, it is just a given. And everybody's out there to try and Rahman sir said, you know, it's search for excellence and that search is on. कभी convince नहीं होते कि मतलब हाँ पहुंच गए मिल गया we've done it. No, it's that search is a constant, and with each experience it just keeps growing. And I think that's the purest form of learning for any artist, to keep that going, that you know you need to constantly evolve. There's nothing called arriving or reaching and you know to reach a point where you feel you know it all. It's beautiful. I mean, our guru itself, himself always says, when we say like, do you know? He'll always say, no, I only know what I don't want. And we're constantly trying to figure out what it is that we're looking for. And it's so nice that he keeps it that pure. And he's always about keeping it true, keeping it real. तो एक ही लफ्ज़ में तो नहीं कह सकते, कोई ऐसे एक पॉइंट को लेके हम उस पर उंगली डाल के वो ग्रीन हाईलाइट नहीं होगा. बेसिकली इस पर हम we'll just go on and on. हम बोलते जाएंगे because it is evolution and that doesn't come to an end.
Hi,
So,
hi.
thank you.
This side over here. This is Mayur from Beyond Bollywood. Good evening to everybody. I would say the sons and daughters of Kaveri. I have a very simple question. It is for Mani sir and Aishwarya ma'am. You can also add to it. Basically, in a democratic India, you know, where the focus is always on surging, you know, looking to the future, you know, and then obviously going back to history, you know, what is there for the society to derive, you know, by going back through history, through such films or, you know, other forms of literature?
I think you learn everything from history. I think education itself is what you have learned and what new comes in, and you know it builds up. So everything is from past is when the future comes. So I think especially in this novel and this film, I think after 1,000 years it is still relevant. The politics of it is still relevant. The psychology of it is still relevant, and therefore I think it is as contemporary as you can get.
Aishwarya ma'am, would you like to add to it?
He's put it aptly. The point about, I mean, you'll always learn. History is your foundation. We are because of a past. We all arrive into this world from a past, and you can keep dating back, delving. It's your interest. It's your approach. You